Raindrop Prelude by Chopin. Finally, we're here. This is number 15 in D flat major. And I'll play the first little section for you. And then I'll teach you the whole thing. We'll break it apart and I'll make it as easy as possible for you to learn it. We'll do it in layers. You know, this music is incredible to listen to. Just imagine what this must be like to play yourself, where you get to spill out your own soul into the keys when you do this. Take it from me, man. It's endlessly fulfilling. All right, so here is the music, the way that it starts, and then we'll break it apart. To the next section, of course. So we're going to begin with the left hand. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way, right? Once you learn it with both hands, you'll have to focus on the right hand, the melody. You'll have to bring that out and make it sing. So let's get the left hand settled first. We're in D flat major. It's in 4/4 time, common time. And we'll begin with 5 on D flat, pivoting on 3 as you play that, which brings you to our first little chord here. 5, 3, 1, and 2. And that sets you up for a position. Once we're here, the ostinato A flat beneath begins, and then you kind of play around that A flat. Now, all of the notes that I'm showing you right now are going to be denominations of, they're just going to be eighth notes. So it makes it a lot easier to actually learn the right hand. If the left hand is consistent, which it is, it's all just unstopping, unceasing eighth notes, and the right hand should be quite easy to do. So as we said, we have 5, pivot on 3, 1 and 2. The 5 kind of contracts here, arrives on A flat. We have 3 of these. Then the same 2 notes above, but now with the 3rd and 1st fingers. Pinky again. And there's your first bar. Like that. Okay, let's move on. So from here, we move up to 1 and 2. Then 3 pinkies on A flat again. The last of which connects to 4. And then back to 5. And then the bar finishes with this again. 3 and 1. To 5, which is how the first bar finished. So stitching all of that up. Like that. And there's your left hand. Now take your time with that and notice that the ostinato A flats, these repeating 5s, that's the background. That sort of sets melancholic tool, not really melancholic, but a tone, right? And you want that to just be floating in the background behind everything. So as you play this has a little bit more sound, and then this floats behind it quietly, punctuated by these chords above. And then these ones just float around very gently, punctuated by the doubled notes above. So take some time and learn that quietly and comfortably. You're going to find that it's pretty tricky to do this with full control with the left hand quietly, so it's not going to sound even right away. Be okay with that. The reason I say that is because a lot of times when people don't like the sound right away, what they'll do is they'll compensate by tightening up. And in the short term, that might give you a little bit extra security and control, but you don't want to get used to playing in a tight and tense manner. So even if that means sucking a little bit in the beginning when you're getting used to this, that's okay. You have to remember that the priority should be to remain relaxed. After all, this music has to feel free and effortless. And if you're starting to tense up, it's going to sound the opposite. It's going to sound tense. All right, now the right hand. Let's have a look at the notes and the fingering first. 5, 4, 2. There are some other fingerings you can do, but I think these ones are the best for keeping control. Next. 3, 4. Hold that for a little bit. Switch to 2 on D flat. And then we'll have, but that's already the third bar. So there's really not that much to do in the right hand. With counts, it'll be 1 and 2. And it's a dotted rhythm. 1 and 2. That'll become even clearer once you have the left hand in place. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and not bad. Put them together. We begin with both pinkies. Then we'll have left, right together. Left, right together. Once again. Left, right together. See, there's that dotted rhythm that plays against the steady eighths of the left. 1 and 2. Okay, now we'll keep going. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and next bar. Get ready, the chord plays together with the right. 1 and 2 and 3 and prepare. 4 and then as you move forward, I love that. It just kind of disappears. Wispy, very wispy. All right, so that's about it. Not too much to think about here. The only thing you should notice that makes it easier to learn is that for the most part, once you finish the dotted rhythm, the right and left hands play together on the chords. Right? Here. Together. Together. And then the background A flats. Together. Right. So as long as you remember that that's how the hands line up, it's pretty straightforward, not too complicated. And the last thing before we move on to the next part, pedaling. Pedal starts down. Change. Change. That's it. It's pretty intuitive. Wherever you have a change of harmony, that's where the pedal changes occur as well. Okay, then we move to the next bit. and that'll tie off the, there's only 4 bars in the first phrase. We've done the first 2, and we'll finish off the next 2, and of course the rest of the piece in the following series of tutorials. So to finish this whole thing off, please have a look at it on my library. The full tutorial series is there, including the sheet music. You'll be able to download that. If you can read, feel free to get it from there, and you can follow along. I'm really going to take my time with this and make sure that there's nothing that I leave, like no stone unturned, so to speak, so that everybody understands exactly how to play this piece. It's well worth playing. It's one of the great compositions of the series of 26, I think, preludes, is it, that he wrote? This is one of the most famous. I want to make sure that everybody gets this down. Let's finish this off.